Yeah, hello and welcome once again to my YouTube channel on data analysis and research. Today we want to look at power analysis for sample size determination. Although there are various formulae for calculating sample size, either for qualitative or quantitative research, sometimes you can also use power analysis where you have conducted a parallel study or you have a previous study that have already investigated the subject matter. So the data you are seeing could be from a previous study or a parallel study where creatinine is your main uh, predictor or independent variable. So you are doing a bivariate analysis. It could be a case control, a cohort, or even cross-sectional where you have two groups. So in this case, since creatinine is your main predictor or independent variable, from the previous study, if you have the mean, the standard deviation, the sample size for each group, you can use power analysis to determine the minimum sample size per group that you will need. That will give you the particular power you want, whether you want 80% power, 90 or 99. So you will select the power you want the analysis to have, then use the data from the previous study to determine the minimum sample size. So this can be done in SPSS 27. So version 27 have this capability. The lower versions do not have this capability. So it's advisable you get 27 or above. If there's a latest one above 27, it will also have the same capability. So this is the data we've extracted from a previous study or a parallel study. So we want to see whether we can determine the minimum sample size. So so these groups are just arbitrary. So this could be cases, maybe diabetics, and then control. So I'm just using group 1 and group 2 just for the purpose of this tutorial. So let's go to SPSS. So this SPSS, we are not using this data here, but the data from what I've shown previously. So we go to analyze, you see power analysis. So under power analysis, there are different variables you can use. So depending on the nature of your study. So if you are using mean, you go to the mean section. If you are using proportions, then correlation or regression. So we'll find time to explore this in later tutorials. So we are using means. So if your study is a one sample t-test, you go this. If it's paired sample, independent, or one way and over, so you select as appropriate. So our study is group 1 and 2, so it means they are independent, they are not paired. So we'll also look at the paired later and then the other one. So let's go to independent. So this is what you have. Okay, so the power here we want 80, so 0.8, 180%, 0.8. So the group size ratio. So group 1 to group 2, what ratio do you want? Do you want the sample size? So based on the sample size, is this 1 to 1 or 1 to 2? So if we look at our sample size, uh, let's see what it is. So you see 200, 300. So this is roughly 1 to 1. So we will leave our ratio to 1. So we'll go to population mean for group 1 and then group 2. So let's go to our data. So the mean for group 1 is 110, group 2 is 240, and the standard deviation is 15 and 20. Okay, so go to group 1. So group 1 is 110, group 2 is 240. Okay, So we not equal for two groups. So we want to look at the standard deviations. So the groups are not equal. So the standard deviation for group 1 is 15 and this is 20. So let's confirm whether it's the same thing. So 110, 240, 15 and 20. Okay. So that is it. So the power is 80. So 0.8. So if you want 90, you make it 0.9. Maybe we'll try 0.9 and see the difference. So this your population mean 110 to 40. Okay. So the sample size for per group is not needed here. That is from the previous study. You want to determine what you need per your study. So we have filled all. So we want two-sided analysis, two-tailed. Our p-value significant is set at 0.05. So that is normally this is a default. So we'll leave it here. So let's see what minimum sample size we need for our study. So go to OK. So you can see so that is group 1. So he has given us two samples. So because of the vast difference, there's the difference between the means is quite wide. So you see group 1, 2, group 2, 2. So in the minimum sample size here is 4. So the actual power is 9, but this is the power we wanted, 8. So the standard deviations are here, mean difference. So significant, etc. So you see that we only need only two per group to achieve the power we need. So that is it. So if you are going by this, the minimum sample size is 4, 2 per group. So let's see, if we can do some changes and see how it goes. So let's see, we just go back and then so let's alter the ratio and see if you are doing 1 to 2. So let's say 1 to 2 and then power will make it 90.9. Let's see what the difference will be. So if we make 1 to 2, so you see that it's still haven't changed much. So because of the ratio, for group 1 we need 2, for group 2 we need 4. Because of the 1 to 2 ratio we need 4. So the power is 9, and then so that is how you use data from a previous study or a parallel study for bivariate analysis if you want to determine sample size where you have mean and standard deviation. So you can use this simple technique when you have a principal or predictor variable of attention. You can use that, or you can, if the parallel study or previous study have mean standard deviation for all the variables you need, you can actually create a table, do power analysis for each of them, and know the minimum sample size. Then you select the highest one. So if we do creatinine and it's 4, let's say 4, you do urea and it's 6, you do chloride and it's 10, so you will select the highest, so the 10 to cover the rest. The minimum sample size you select will be the 10 to cover the rest of them. So in short, this is how you use power analysis to determine sample size for independent samples, bivariate independent samples, where you have a mean and then a standard deviation. So subsequent videos or tutorials, we'll be looking at one sample t-test. We'll look at paired sample t-test or paired samples. We'll look at the ANOVA. We can also look at the proportions in subsequent videos. So thank you, but before you go, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the button below. Also share and then recommend my channel to your friends and colleagues who are interested in data analysis. So see you next time, then bye for now.